Last week on our top 5 from the big 5 leagues in Europe, we said Barca were going to get something at the home of Real Betis, and that indeed they did. They pulled out a 2-2 draw in the La Liga. Then moving over to the League 1, where Auxerre took on PSG. We said PSG was going to get the better of Auxerre, and I think that was where we got it wrong, because PSG somehow in the league have refused to pick up a victory. We can remember that in the penultimate week, they drew against Nantes 1-1. Then in the Bundesliga, we said Gladbach and Dortmund were going to score more than one goal in that encounter. It actually ended 1-1, so we got that totally right. In the Serie A, Atalanta took on Milan. The game ended 2-1 in favor of Atalanta. We said there were going to be more than 2 goals scored in that encounter, and there were actually 3 scored, so we also got that one right. And lastly, in the EPL, we said Chelsea versus Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, that Chelsea was going to get a result there. We didn't even know they were going to take all 3 points. We felt they were either going to win or draw that game, but Chelsea came out 4-3 victors. Congratulations to Enzo Maresca and his charges. It was a beautiful game. If you saw it, yes, Chelsea quickly went down 2-0 via 2 Cucurella mistakes, but they quickly picked themselves up, dusted off whatever fatigue, whatever stress, whatever was bugging them, and they took it to Spurs and they came out victorious. And on that note, I want to say a big welcome to Sports 360 on our football special. The name still remains Mark Osifu. Yes, starting off on the home front, the NFF, Nigerian Football Federation, has decided that a foreign coach will replace Augustin Eguavoen ahead of our World Cup qualifiers coming up in March next year. The German coach Bruno Lombardia is in hope to be the next coach of the Super Eagles after the failed attempts in August. You should remember that in August we tried appointing the man, but after a couple of days the man rescinded that decision and said he was no more interested in the Super Eagles job, which brings me to wonder why we're still offering him this position. Nigerian Super Eagles should not be an option for any coach, especially not a Bruno Lombardia, who I do not understand what is on his resume that is making the NFF believe that this is the man to take us to the promised land. Hopefully they are right. I am no football administrator, so I will not say I know better than the NFF, but I still want to believe that we should be treated as first choice and not just any other option. The Super Eagles have fantastic players plying their trades all over Europe, so for me, Lombardia should actually be begging us for this opportunity, because with the name Super Eagles on his CV, I think that CV will blow up. So I don't understand why we are the ones on our knees, particularly begging the man to take over our Super Eagles. But then again, why not hit our comment section and tell us what you think about Bruno Lombardia being coach of the Super Eagles, or do you think we should go for an indigenous coach? Because we have a lot of indigenous coaches who we can at least polish by sending them to 1 or 2 courses abroad, and at the end of the day, we'll be able to tinker the Super Eagles. Tell us what you feel. Go to the comment section. Don't forget to hit like and also to share. The 2030 World Cup will be a very special one, that is if you are a fan of traveling, because the World Cup will be played in 6 different countries on 3 different continents. Yeah, you got that right. 6 different countries are hosting the 2030 World Cup, and it will be played in 3 different continents. We are talking about South America, Europe, and Africa. For Africans, it's a good one. Yes, our brothers from Morocco will be hosting the 2030 World Cup. Argentina will also be a part of the South American contingent. We have Paraguay making up the 3rd and final place from the South American. And we have in Europe, Spain and Portugal. I don't know how these 6 names came about, but I would say Uruguay, Argentina deserved hosting, because at least both of them played in the very first World Cup finals, and kudos to all of them. I think a lot of people would have wanted Uruguay and at least Argentina to simply co-host the 2030 Mundial, but somehow, someway, FIFA decided that it has to tour the world. They didn't take it to Asia, so I know the Asians will be reeling from that one, but congratulations, like I said, to Morocco, who are making us proud in Africa. The 2034 World Cup, the hosting rights have been given to Saudi Arabia. Remember, Qatar hosted the last World Cup, and now it's still going back to Asia. I think because Asia didn't make this 16 contingent, so maybe that's the reason why they decided that, okay, fine, let's take it to Asia next. Saudi Arabia will be hosting the next World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo did tweet that, yes, he's happy for Saudi Arabia. You remember he plays his trade with Al Nassr in the Saudi Professional Football League. So congratulations to the whole of Saudi Arabia. And moving on, we're taking you straight to the biggest football fiesta in the world. We're talking about the UEFA Champions League. In the UEFA Champions League, big games went down, and we're still seeing teams, I'm talking big teams, who are almost eliminated if they don't win their last 2 games. In the last rounds of fixtures, we saw Girona taking on Liverpool. Liverpool still boasting a 100% record, defeated Girona in Spain by a goal to nil. And Atalanta took on Real Madrid. I think for me that was the tie of the night. Atalanta put up a very spectacular showing, but they fell 2-3. Madrid, always Madrid. Yes, they are in trouble of not qualifying in the 36-man log. Madrid are 22nd. You will not believe that in the Champions League, Madrid are 22nd position. And as Arsenal defeated Monaco by 3-0. Monaco have been putting up a very good showing, but Arsenal, being who Arsenal are, defeated Monaco by 3-0 in England, and they on the log out number 2. Dortmund were defeated at home by Barcelona 3-2. Juve, almighty Juve, defeated City. If you are a City fan right now, my heart goes out to you. Accept my condolences because I do not understand what's going on. If you have a City fan as a friend, please check up on them because right now their mental health will be in shambles. And it's a really dire situation because I cannot really understand what is going on with City. They cannot get a victory to save their lives, and it's a very, very sad one to see. Stuttgart defeated Young Boys by 5-1. Leverkusen defeated Inter. Remember, Inter has not conceded a goal in this tournament until the 90th minute against Leverkusen. Leverkusen went home 1-0 victors. Leipzig were at home in Germany but got humbled by Villa. Villa defeated Leipzig by 3-2. And for you to remember that Leipzig has not taken a single point from this season's Champions League, automatically eliminating them from any potential qualification. Leipzig are totally out. Salzburg at home were defeated by PSG 3-0. Remember, PSG needs that victory because as we're talking, PSG are 25th on the log and not even in the playoff places, so they need all the wins they can get. And lastly, Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine were defeated by Bayern Munich 5-1. Many of you might not understand how the Champions League format is drawn out this season. We have 36 teams on the log. The first 8 qualifies automatically for the next phase. Then from number 9 to 24th, we have to play a playoff to be able to take on the first 8. Like we did rightly say, Real Madrid are 22nd on the log. They have 2 more games to go. They need to win those 2 more games to at least be ensured of the qualifying phase. Then likewise PSG are 25th on the log, and if they lose their last 2 games, PSG would definitely be out. Imagine a Champions League with 36 teams and PSG could not even make it to the playoff places. I think that would be unimaginable for them. So I want to believe that their last 2 games, they will really come out all guns blazing. Let's move over to the English Premier League. In the English Premier League last weekend, we saw Spurs taking on Chelsea, and Chelsea defeated Spurs in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium by 4-3. Then Fulham took on Arsenal. The game between Everton and Liverpool was postponed, so it was a chance for Arsenal to make up some points on Liverpool. But funny enough, Arsenal couldn't take advantage. They played Fulham in Craven Cottage and they could only come out with a draw. It ended 1-1. I think it was a disappointing result. It was more or less 2 points dropped. Manchester United took on Nottingham Forest, and I don't know what's happening to Manchester because they also cannot get a win to save their lives. Crystal Palace played out a 2-2 draw with Manchester City, and as we all know, Manchester City are struggling. Everton versus Liverpool, the Merseyside derby, like we said, was postponed. So luckily for Liverpool, their biggest threat, Arsenal, did not pick up all 3. Next weekend games, we're going to see Arsenal take on Everton. Everton will be well rested for that one. Remember, their game against Liverpool was postponed. Liverpool will be taking on Fulham. Fulham were the team that drew Arsenal, but Liverpool will be at Anfield, and hopefully they will be too strong for Fulham. City will be taking on United. That's a game of 2 teams who desperately need a win. I don't know who is going to come out on top because Amorim's charges are not doing the business. City and Pep Guardiola are in all sorts of disarray. Hopefully, one of them will get all 3 points. But that game looks like a certain draw, if you ask me. Chelsea will be taking on Brentford, and I think that's another one where Chelsea will be too strong for Brentford. And moving over to Spain, in the La Liga, Atletico Madrid came from behind to defeat Sevilla by 4-3. Athletic Bilbao are doing great this season. The Williams brothers are fantastic for Bilbao, and they defeated Villarreal by 2-0. Girona were defeated by Real Madrid 3-0. We did say last weekend that Girona are not the team that they used to be last season, so it was a stroll in the park for Real Madrid. Mbappe scored in that one. Betis and Barca played out a 2-2 draw. This weekend games, we're going to see Atletico take on Getafe. That's a derby. And Barca will be taking on Leganes, and Vallecano will be taking on Real Madrid. Mbappe got injured in the Champions League against Atlanta, though he scored in that one as well. He has gotten 12 goals for Real Madrid. We all keep saying Mbappe is flopping in Madrid, but man, this season is still very young and Mbappe has already gotten 12 goals. Yes, Mbappe being Mbappe, we're expecting more, but if you ask me, 12 goals is not really a bad return for the Real Madrid striker. And then moving over to the Serie A, where Napoli took on Lazio. Remember, Napoli took on Lazio in the FA Cup. Lazio defeated them by 3-0. Napoli rested a couple of players in that one because they wanted to be fit and fresh for Lazio in the league, and Lazio somehow still came out victorious. They defeated Napoli in Napoli by 1-0. And Fiorentina, remember we said we should keep our eyes on Fiorentina as well. They are also doing big things. They defeated Cagliari by 1-0. Roma, kudos to Ranieri, they defeated Lecce by 4-1. Ranieri's charges are now firing on all cylinders, and we're expecting Roma to at least be in the European places at the end of the season. Juve and Bologna played out a 2-2 draw. Hopefully Thiago Motta gets it right and puts Juve in the right places. Atalanta took on Milan. Atalanta defeated Milan by 2-1. No surprises there. Milan will score, but will also concede. They need to work on that defense. Inter took on Parma, defeated Parma by 3-1. No surprises there. Inter being Inter, but I think they overexerted themselves, and that's why in the Champions League they lost by 1-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. And this weekend games, we're going to see Cagliari take on Atlanta. Atlanta being away, I still want to believe that they will be too strong for Cagliari. Atlanta should take something out of that game. Udinese will be at home to Napoli. Napoli needs to wake up from their slumber if they want to really win this league. Juve will be at home to Venezia. Juve, for me, will be too strong for Venezia. At least the win against City will have boosted morals, and the dressing room will be buzzing right now. So I want to believe that Venezia will be no match for Juventus. Bologna will be taking on Fiorentina, and Fiorentina being away, it will be a very dicey situation for Fiorentina, but I still want to believe that they are too good this season not to come away with something from that game. Como will be at home to a resurgent Roma. I want to believe that Roma will be too strong for South Africa's side, and Roma with Cagliari at the helm will be able to get something from that game, at least a point, but I see them taking all 3. Then Milan will be at home to Genoa. Milan is a very funny side, more Jekyll and Hyde, playing at home in the San Siro. I want to believe that at least a point they should be able to get from that game. Going over straight to Germany, we are in the Bundesliga. Mönchengladbach took on Dortmund. We said more than one goal will be scored. The points were shared and they played out a 1-1 draw. Bayern Munich defeated Heidenheim by 4-2. Leverkusen were too strong for St. Pauli. They defeated St. Pauli 2-1. Stuttgart came home with all 3 points. They defeated Union Berlin 3-2. And this weekend we're going to see Augsburg at home to Leverkusen. I want to still believe that Leverkusen, now they're finding their feet, so basically it will be a tough ask for Augsburg. I see Leverkusen coming away with something. Mainz will be at home to Bayern. Bayern, whenever they are in form, they score loads of goals, so I want to believe that Bayern Munich should be able to get something from the game against Mainz. And Dortmund will be at home to Hoffenheim. For the fact that Dortmund are at home, I want to believe that they will get something from that game. Lastly, in the French League 1, we saw Saint Etienne take on Marseille. Marseille were too strong for Saint Etienne. They came home with all 3 points. They defeated Saint Etienne by 2-0. Angers will be at home. We're at home to Lyon. Lyon were fantastic. They blew them away. They got all 3 points and 3 goals in that one. Monaco, one of the teams in season in the French league, defeated Toulouse by 2-0. Auxerre PSG ended in a stalemate, goalless. I was shocked by that one. I don't know if you were expecting PSG to come out with a draw, but I thought PSG would be too strong for Auxerre. Remember, Auxerre came up from Division 2 last season, and surprisingly they took it to PSG and came home with a point. I think that's a point gained for Auxerre and 2 points lost for PSG. Lille were the better of Brest. Lille defeated Brest by 3-1. And this week we're seeing Marseille at home to Lille. Marseille, for me, will be too strong for Lille. I believe that Marseille will take all 3 points, but at least they should be able to come out with a draw. And Reims will be at home to Monaco. Monaco being away will make it a little bit tricky, but I want to believe that Monaco will be too strong for Reims, so at least a point should be gained by Monaco in that one. PSG taking on Lyon. With the form PSG has been in the league, that's going to be a very tough ask, but if you ask me, I think over 1.5 goals will be scored in that one, meaning that there will be more than 1 goal in that encounter. Lyon knows how to score goals. I want to believe that there will be goals raining in that encounter. Moving over to our prediction corner. Last week, Betis Barca played out a 2-2 draw. Auxerre PSG and Auxerre played out a goalless draw. Blackback Dortmund scored more than 1 goal. Atalanta Milan scored more than 2 goals. And Spurs Chelsea came out victorious. We got 4/5 on our scorecards. So if you did put a stake on our games, if you picked a single game from us, let us know in the comment section. Let us know how you feel about our predictions. Go over to the comment, drop us a comment, and if you feel our predictions were on point or not good enough, please let us know. And don't forget to hit that like button, and always remember to share. And this week, going over to our top 5 from the big 5 leagues in Europe. We're starting off with the English Premier League, where Chelsea will be taking on Brentford. That will be our featured game, because we want to believe that it's a certainty that Chelsea will come out with something from that game. And our option for that game is draw no bet. What one draw no bet simply means is that one means the team at home. Chelsea will be at Stamford Bridge, so they're at home. Draw no bet means that they should win. If they don't win, say they come out with a draw, then your money is refunded to you. For you to lose on this game, it means Chelsea has to lose at Stamford Bridge, and I do not see that happening. Do you? In La Liga, Rayo Vallecano will be taking on Real Madrid. I want to also believe that Madrid will be too strong for Rayo Vallecano. Madrid, for me, should win that game. It coincides with the return of Vinicius Junior in the league. I want to believe that Madrid will be too strong. I'm also going with 2 draw no bets. 2 because Madrid are away, so that qualifies them to be number 2. And draw no bet, as I've just explained earlier, means that if they draw, they refund your money. If they lose, you lose. But if they win, kudos to you. I want to believe that it's 2 draw no bet. In the Serie A, buoyed by their victory against City, Juventus will be up for this one. At least they will be raring to go. I see Juventus taking all 3 points against Venezia. But to be on the safer side, we're also going with 1 draw no bet. Juventus is at home, so they qualified to be 1. And draw no bet as well. In the Bundesliga, Bayern will be taking on Mainz. Bayern away to Mainz. I want to believe that Bayern are also firing on all cylinders. Remember, in the Champions League, they defeated Shakhtar Donetsk by 5-1. In the league last week, they defeated Odenheim by 4-2. They will score loads of goals. They will always score loads of goals. So for you to be able to defeat Bayern Munich, you also have to be raring to go. Your guns must be fully loaded, and I do not see Mainz definitely scoring 2, 3, 4 goals past Bayern Munich. So I want to believe that Bayern Munich will be too strong for Mainz. And Bayern, I am also going with 2 draw no bet, Bayern away, so definitely that makes them 2. So 2 draw no bet for me in the Bundesliga. And lastly, in the French Ligue 1, I want to believe that Marseille taking on Lille is going to be a tough ask for both sides. Marseille will be at the Stade Velodrome, so I want to believe playing at home will give them a certain edge. I see them taking all 3 points, but it will be a very dicey one. Without taking out my neck too much, I want to believe that Marseille Lille will be 1 draw no bet as well. And on that note, I want to say a very big thank you for sticking around. It's Sports 360. The name remains Marco Sifo. Remember to always comment. Tell us how you feel about Sports 360. Tell us about how you feel about our predictions. Remember, you have to bet responsibly. We're not encouraging anybody to go out betting, but if you do, please bet responsibly. Do not wager anything you cannot afford to lose. And on that note, we want to say a big thank you. Stick around. We'll do this again, same time, same place next week.